Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So check it out. Batteries charged. And by that I was asked a question about this. I have a set of solar panels. I think it was my friend the ghetto guy there, ghetto redneck. Anyway, behind that window is a set of solar panels. Theoretically, here where I live in New York in the Hudson Valley, you need a building permit to put up solar panels. So, you also need a junkyard permit that you cannot have in a residential area. So I have a tendency to try not to screw with the building department too much, because then they get cranky with me. Anyway, so behind that glass are a couple of solar panels, and those solar panels run this SunForce charge controller, and they keep that Energizer battery. That's one of those marine deep charge batteries. They keep that thing charged. You could see the sun must have gone behind the cloud, so it went back to charging there. But anyway, so it maintains that battery, and then whenever I need some quick juice, I got the battery sitting right there ready to go. So 37 degrees, and it's, I don't know, what, 2-3 degrees Celsius? 2.2 degrees Celsius. It is around high noon, give or take a foot and a half. And let's cover that up. And this one says 36 degrees. So I've been kind of poking around. I got like 14 things going on all at the same time. And what I'm trying to do... Oh, it's Bossy the cat. Go kill something. I gotta tell you, I've never met a cat that slept so much. If it's like rainy and lousy outside, she sleeps, eats, sneaks out for 2 seconds to go to the bathroom, and goes back to sleep. I mean, like 24 hours. Anyway, so I'm trying to clean up the basement a little bit. So I wanted to get this out of there. This is a waterlogged tank. And the reason why I want to get it out of there is because I want to get this to the lathe. And I can't get to the lathe if I got all this stuff in front of it. So... and while I was cleaning up, I found something that I thought might interest some of you guys who like railroad stuff and inverters and junk like that. So I have a friend of mine who works for the railroad. Oh God. And he I guess they update it. He's with CSX, and they took these out of, you know, those big metal boxes on the side of the tracks a little way from where the signals are. These things make sure the gates go up and down if the power goes out for a few minutes, so that not everybody's screwed. So this is a Wilmore inverter, 500 watt inverter. It uses, I don't know, could you guys see this? Input, right, 22 to 29 volts. So you put that in there, and you get out 115 volts, and it's 500 watts. And these guys, they actually use them to run the signals and all, and to run the gates up and down. So that's not trivial. They're good for some decent power. So this says on it, which is pretty cool also, this is track 2, this is track 1. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the rail lines on the Hudson. They actually there's 2 tracks, and on the Poughkeepsie side of the Hudson, right? He's not on the. Is he on the Poughkeepsie side of the Hudson or the other side of the Hudson? I'm not sure which side of the Hudson he's on, actually. I think he's on the Newburgh side of the Hudson. Obviously the trains run up and down. Yeah, I think there's only... CSX only runs a garbage train on the Poughkeepsie side of the Hudson. I think there's only a garbage train that runs there. I think the other ones are, I think CSX, and it's only down toward the city they run a garbage train. I think all the other trains run on the Newburgh side of the Hudson. So anyway, so his job is to maintain the signals on the tracks, and they were throwing out this stuff, so he managed to bag them for me. So track 1, track 2. And these are the battery charges that go with them. You can put in to these on the back of them. If I could swing them around, I'd show you. Actually, maybe. Oh, that one's got a screw in it. That's got a screw in it. Oh. Anyway. These show you the lugs for setting up how you're putting the power into them. And these maintain the batteries. They have two 12-volt batteries. Actually, they have banks of 12-volt batteries. According to my buddy, this is made by... am I casting the shadow? There we go. That's who the battery charger is made by. What they do with these, I guess there's a screw on them somewhere, a pot somewhere. They set these up to charge the batteries at the rate of idle charge, the rate of 100 milliamps. I think if the batteries are down, they charge at a higher rate. This thing figures it out. So it charges them at 100 milliamps. He says if you charge them at more than that, you boil the water out of them, and they don't make it for their PMs, however frequently their PMs are. And if you charge them below that, they have a tendency not to be ready when you need them. So this tells you the line voltage that has to come in to feed them and all. Right? DC positive for charging the batteries. So that just shows you how to make it all go. AC line, AC line. I think these can run at 440, but he was running them at 220. And I think it's a matter of setting up some stuff on the inside there to figuring out what rate they charge at. What am I up to? Obviously, to be able to work over here, I need to get this stuff out of the way, right? I have to be able to move, and I have to be able to stand in front of the lathe and use it. So I'm basically doing somewhat of a cleanup. This is the kind of stuff I find myself running across. I'll go to the flea market every week and buy a pair of lineman's pliers. Especially, you know, you get channel lock stuff and you pick them up for $1 or $2, right? You don't leave these behind. Especially if you can look through them, right? And you don't see any holes right here. So, but after a while, when you're a crazy hoarder, you end up with bins full of the stuff. And bins full of sockets and junk like that. So one of the guys put in there, you want to drive your ADD crazy, you buy something new and then try to figure out where you lost it. Well, I do that. I'll buy new stuff and I'll put it away, and then I won't be able to find it. I do that frequently. That's not new. That's nuts and bolts. Yeah, but that's all new crap. So, right. Yeah, if I were younger, I'd actually find the railroad job really interesting. My the way it works for my buddy, he's got his normal hours of work, Monday through Friday. I don't know, 7 to 3:30, I think. I think those are his normal hours. But because he's a signalman and he's responsible for keeping the trains running, he could be called out at night. Well, the railroad has it so you can only work so many hours because they don't want people tired out there juicing themselves with that 440 or other stuff. So a lot of times if he gets called out on a Friday night and he works till 2 in the morning, he's done over his 12 hours, so he needs 12 hours of rest. Well, if you take 2 or 3 in the morning and add 12 hours to it, that means by the time his 12 hours of rest is up, he can't go in for that day. So then he gets the rest of the day off. He also I guess all of us have a side that finds some of the railroad accidents interesting. So on a few of them, mostly because he's a signalman, he hears about the signalman type accidents. And I guess they just had one upstate around Albany area. There was a woman signal person who, they were working on one track, then they were working on the other track, then they went back to the first track, and there was a train going by, and she, signaled the okay, the train could go by, we're all cool, nothing blocking your track, all that other stuff. But I don't know if she was righty or lefty or confused or tired or what her story was. The train was hopefully screaming by, but she was standing on the wrong track. So the train blew its whistle. And she waved. She didn't turn around to wave to it. She just kind of waved to it sideways, looking in a different direction. Well, probably the last thing she heard was the wheels on the train lock up because she got hit by it. And the train was moving. The train was moving pretty good. I guess the trains could go as 65 or so miles per hour up and down the tracks. So she got hit by a train moving at 65 miles per hour. She didn't have a good day. So she unfortunately left behind a husband and kids. And as a matter of fact, we should probably put a few thoughts to her because this will be the first Christmas her family doesn't have her around. But what's interesting, not wanting to get too morbid here, about it was just not paying attention, right? Whether you're running a backhoe and you're not paying attention and the thing rolls to its side, or you're driving a car or a truck and you're not paying attention, and the next thing you know, you kind of hop off a little bit of the curb on the side of the road and end up in the buckwheat, or you tap the guy in front of you, or what other silly things you could do. So it's a matter of paying attention. So that's an example of a extreme penalty for not paying attention, right? Getting hit by a loaded freight train. All right, folks. So I'm trying to clean up, trying to get moving. Thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing. Hopefully I could get a little momentum up and keep moving today. Get a lot done. The cat's out there hunting right alongside she's always trying for that elusive mouse. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and once again, enjoy all your days. You don't know how many you're going to get. Hopefully you don't die by doing something dumb like looking in the wrong direction, looking left when you should be looking right. But no matter how we're going to go, you only get so many days from when you're born until the day you're not. Take care, folks. Bye now.